Hello, everybody. My name is Tariq. For those who don't know me, I own a marketing agency in the med spa industry, and we have been hitting consistent 100K months for the last 14 months. Now, anyone that knows who I am knows that I'm very much more sales oriented. And in this video today, I'm going to show you guys exactly how much you should be pricing your PIF, your retainer model, and how much you should be charging your clients. I get a lot of people texting me saying, how much should I charge? What do you think is a good price point? Should I do a commission model? Should I do this? Should I do that? This is very simplistic, and I'm going to hot link this calculator for you guys in the description below so you can use it free of charge. So right here, I have a very basic calculator. It took me maybe 25 minutes to build out on Excel, very basic stuff. How can I figure out how much I should charge my clients? And the way I like to look at it is, how much am I making my clients? So I'm in the med spa industry, so I have to think of it like this, but just assume that, whatever niche you're in, you can just plug in those numbers. So I work with a lot of clinics that do initial campaign offers for something. For example, I do a lot of facial aesthetics or body contouring. Let's just say I was doing an M-Sculpt treatment. Don't want you guys getting too in-depth with the terms, but M-Sculpt is body contouring, and it focuses on ab development. I would typically see an ad or run an ad for these clinics at around $250 for that promo. So that ad you see on Instagram or Facebook pops up, says $250. Typically, clinic owners have package prices of over $3,000 to $4,000. But for something like M-Sculpt Neo, because it's owned by BTL, it's just a company name, usually they'd sell it at a price point for maybe, a package of four for maybe $2,000. And the initial treatment price being $250 just to get them in the door. So a good sales rep will be able to close them at $2,000. Okay. Now, typical clients that move forward with us are usually in the range of $50 to $100 a day. Monthly ad spend is how much that client that you just signed is willing to invest on Meta. I usually get a lot of clinic partners to start off with $2,250. Usually, I have a CPL on average of around $5 to $10. I'm going to say $6. It is location dependent. So if I actually just even be more crucial with it, I'm able to generate about $7 leads, which is about right because we do lead form page leads as well. So in terms of the booking percentage, we typically see with us 12% to 15%. Everything in yellow is in our control, and I highly recommend doing this in your sales calls too. And everything blue is in their control. Now, we actually control about a 12 to 15 booking percentage. So I'm just going to go right in the middle and say 13. So usually if they were to invest $2,250, they'd get 42 bookings. This is just my niche. This works for every niche, this particular calculator. You could be, a roofer and have an initial offer of $0. It's just quotes. But the, turnaround investment is, per plan, per job, maybe $8,000, $10,000 with profit margins of 50%. So you plug in there $5,000. But for me, we get about a 13% booking ratio. Total bookings is around 42, which actually fits perfectly in the amount of bookings we get for people. We have about a cancellation rate of about 10%, meaning out of the 42 appointments that we book, 10% of them cancel. That's just industry average. That's what we normally see. Cancelled appointments, 4, that just automatically shows, and then confirmed appointments is 38. Now, we have a show-up rate of about 76%, and that's without taking a deposit. So that means on average, with that amount of ad spend, we get our clinic partners 29 shows. Now, that doesn't mean 29 people will buy. Now, we're going to be talking about the actual company itself and their ability to close people. Most clinics that we work with usually close 90% of the people on the initial treatment. So the initial campaign offer, they close them for that. So they get 26 people to pay for $250. The other 3, they don't buy anything. They never show up. The consultation didn't go around the right way or whatever. And I'm actually going to be a little bit more generous to them and say maybe 80. So 23 people buy, which isn't that much in regards to the 42 bookings we've actually bought or brought their direction. And only 29 of them actually showed. And a typical close rate in our industry is around 35%, meaning they're going to have them buy one treatment and then have them agree to a treatment plan of around $2,000. So as you can see, just from the initial ad, which is 250 bucks, 23 people bought that, meaning they make about 5.7K. But of course, you can see clinics make the bulk of their money on the packages that they sell, or roofers or whatever in terms of the jobs they sell or dental appointments, you know. So this works very much in chiro and dental as well. So I can then think, okay, so these guys are spending 2250 to basically make 10x their return. What is a particular price point for me to say, you know what, this is feasible? If you are someone watching this video and you have the utmost confidence that you will always deliver, or 95% of the time deliver on your service, then you should be charging at least $2,500 every single month. That's just me. I look at these numbers and say, okay, if they're going to spend $2,250, including, you know, overhead costs, labor costs, they're probably actually walking away with 10 grand worth of you know, return. So if they're doing $2,250 on ad spend, I would very much be on the agenda that I'm going to be charging you bare minimum $2,500 a month. And if I was doing PIF, which I do currently right now, I'd be doing PIF of at least 3 months, 90 days, of in and around $6,000 to $8,000. If I can get someone on $8,000, then 100% I'm going to be doing that. If I can get them on $6,000, if it's a PIF, I'm happy with that too. So it would be in that range. I'd probably have a setup fee included, but you have to start thinking, how much is enough for me to take from them in terms of their profits? If I knew I'd make my clinic partners this much every single month, I'd be thinking I need at least 2 to 3 grand every single month per clinic. So if I'm making 20 clinics this amount, I want 40 grand at least. Now, this is all dependent on ad spend. So if I had a clinic partner, which we have clinic partners that do $10,000 a month on ad spend. Oh, what did I just do? I actually have clinic partners that make over 6 figures, just under 6 figures and over 6 figures every single month just on their paid acquisition with the leads that we send them. And guess what? They're paying us about five figures every single month. I can't get too much into it, but we have clients that pay us that much, and it's all dependent on ad spend. So the more you increase, or the more you get from a clinic or a, you know, partner or a client to spend on ads, the more you can charge, because they're probably not going to invest more in ads unless they're making more money. Hence, you can make more money. So I hope that was a good indication of where you should be charging, and maybe give you some insights on how much money you should be making with a partner or a client, and say, okay, I need X amount because I know I'm making you this much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Click the link below, just my Instagram. You can check out some of the stuff. Maybe check some of my previous videos. I will be posting a lot more consistently, as you see, and I am releasing something to help clinic owners, or sorry, agency owners scale past the 10K per month mark all the way up to 100 grand per month. Once again, my name's Tariq. I own Traciety. We're $1 million a year company. Hopefully you found this insightful. More to come. Pleasure.